Hey guys, it's a girl Cindy and I'm back again with another video. Thank you so much for coming back. So Maria Corina Machado won the Nobel Peace Prize. TikTok is blowing up about it because some people are happy that President Donald Trump did not win the Nobel Peace Prize. So if you are on TikTok, I'm sure you must have seen some reaction videos on your For You page, people reacting to the fact that Maria Corina Machado won the Nobel Peace Prize. A lot of people are happy that President Donald Trump did not win it. On the other hand, MAGA people are crashing out that a Latina woman won the Nobel Peace Prize. It's not sitting well with them. But then again, people are mad that Maria Corina Machado dedicated the Nobel Peace Prize that she won to President Donald Trump. Now, TikTok is blowing up. People are making videos. I don't know. I have put these videos together because I saw the way people are reacting to this whole situation. And of course, a lot of videos coming up on my FYP. I thought to bring these videos here. What are people saying? Because a lot of them are saying that they are so disappointed at Maria Corina Machado. Stay with me. Let's check these videos out.
Well. So Daddy Dumpy Pants didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize, and people all across the interwebs today are celebrating in a big way because that Nobel Peace Prize went a Hispanic woman's way. And I don't mean to piss in your Cheerios today, but there's more to this story, and you need to see it and spread it expeditiously, okay? Okay, hold on while I grab you the screenshot, and then we'll talk about this. According to reporting out of Politico today, the Venezuelan opposition leader dedicates her Nobel Peace Prize to Trump for decisive support. I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to the President Trump for his decisive support of our cause. Sorry, didn't mean to piss in your Cheerios on this Friday, baby. But there you have it. Now let's connect some dots here. What is Daddy Dumpy Pants and Petey Kegsbreath currently doing in the Caribbean, friend? That's right, committing war crimes. Claiming that they're taking out Venezuelan drug trafficking terrorists. But we already know that one of those boats had Colombians on them, dear. Citizens, not terrorists, not drug traffickers, just some Colombian men. So, are you starting to connect the dots here, dear? Yes. Now, I'm not for the guy who is currently running Venezuela. And I thought I was for this lady right here. But now that the dots are connecting today, and I'm seeing that maybe, just maybe, she's using Daddy Dumpy Pants and the U.S. military to commit war crimes for her to possibly remove the other guy so she could have that seat, well, it starts to make me think she's really not about peace. I guess you could say maybe she's okay with blowing away fellow Venezuelans today and Colombians too. It's not a good look for you, boo. It is not a good look for you, boo. And it never works out well for those who decide to play with that orange guy on any day. But please, share this bit of tea expeditiously, because I can see people all across the globe today that are happy that that Nobel Peace Prize did not go Daddy's way. So let's show them the entirety of this play. Shall we? Okay.
Two conflicting ideas or views can occupy the same space and be right. I think that's what's happening with her. First and foremost, I am glad that it was her that won it and not Donald Trump. There's no denying the work that Maria Corina Machado put in favor of the people of Venezuela. But she is definitely somebody that is misguided. Should she had dedicated her trophy, her win to Donald Trump? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Donald Trump is not helping the people of Venezuela. He doesn't give a shit about the people of Venezuela. He just wants to secure oil. This is a situation that's been happening for a while with the United States, where you see them intervening in elected officials and elections all over the world to secure oil reserves and also positioning their military. I also know that she's a Zionist. That is definitely a fucking problem. That she is promoting and wanting the state of Israel to exist. To me, that is very problematic. But at the same time, I'm glad that she won it and not Trump. But unfortunately, there's a lot of Latinos out there that are misguided, that just simply don't understand what it is like to live under the Trump dictatorship. For her, she is oblivious to the fact. She's ill-equipped. She doesn't know. There's a lot of Latinos out there that are in Central and South America that have no fucking idea what the people of the United States are going through right now. And I think she's no exception to the rule. And what you don't know sometimes might hurt you. But that's my opinion on it. I think that she is very mistaken in supporting him. She is just doesn't have all the information in hand. Like and follow for more. Que tenga buen día.
So you're telling me the Venezuelan opposition leader, Corina Machado, who won the Nobel Peace Prize for her tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela, and for her struggle to achieve a just and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy, noting that she had done so in the face of ever-expanding authoritarianism, she won the Nobel Peace Prize for that, and then turned around and dedicated it to Donald Trump? Is this a joke? Does she know what's happening in this country right now? Does she know about January 6th and how he incited an insurrection at the Capitol, trying to stop the peaceful transfer of power? And how he's kidnapping U.S. citizens off the street and denying immigrants due process and silencing media companies and comedians who he doesn't agree with, attacking our free speech rights? How do you go from fighting against Maduro, somebody who's internationally recognized as a dictator, for his human rights abuses, his political repression, his election fraud, and then turn around and dedicate your Nobel Peace Prize to Donald Trump?
So the winner of the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize has been announced as Maria Corina Machado from Venezuela. Maria Corina is the opposition leader to the military dictatorship inside of Venezuela. A lot of people online, myself included, were celebrating the fact that she won because Donald Trump, who is a famous war criminal, desperately wanted the Nobel Peace Prize, and he's bombed Venezuela illegally. So it was good to see a Venezuelan actually get the prize instead. We were all pretty confused when she fired off this tweet, right? This recognition of the struggle of all Venezuelans is a boost to conclude our task to conquer freedom. We are on the threshold of victory, and today, more than ever, we count on President Trump, the people of the United States, the peoples of Latin America, and the democratic nations of the world as our principal allies to achieve freedom and democracy. I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to President Trump for his decisive support of our cause. Now, why would the person that won the Peace Prize in Venezuela praise a war criminal that has done war crimes specifically to Venezuela? So I was forced to look into her a little bit more, and it's not looking too good, guys. Because people in my comment sections were saying that she was a gusano. A gusano is basically a slur for any counter-revolutionaries. It originated with Fidel Castro. It basically means traitor. And they're calling her this for a couple of reasons, right? Number one, she's a Zionist. I think being a Zionist in 2025 should disqualify you from the Nobel Peace Prize. That's just my personal opinion. Reason number two is that she is very in bed with the oil companies. Now, again, I don't know the full political landscape of Venezuela, but it looks like their people aren't too down for the oil industry. They think they're corrupt, so her being an advocate for them makes her questionable. And then finally, this is probably the worst, but Maria Corina Machado actually said that she likes the fact that Donald Trump was committing war crimes against Venezuela. She likes the fact that in all likelihood, the Trump administration has been bombing innocent people in her country. So despite the fact that what she is advocating for is almost undoubtedly better than like Maduro's regime, I don't know if she's really that peaceful, to be honest. And at first glance, you could say, okay, well, maybe she's just kissing up to Donald Trump as a strategy, right? Because if she kisses up to Donald Trump, she'll be more likely to be the next leader of Venezuela. And then it kind of all circles around, right? Because the Trump administration is ultimately trying to depose Maduro as the leader of Venezuela. They put a bounty on his head. They're bombing his country. It even looks like they're going to do a larger scale war in Venezuela for a regime change, which basically means they're going to do a war so they can put a different person in charge. And it looks like Maria Corina Machado wants to be that person. So that really casts this whole Nobel Prize thing in a completely different light, right? Because at first I was thinking, oh, wow, what a victory. They're having some peaceful individual over warmongering Donald Trump. But it turns out that Maria Corina is willing to be one of his lackeys. Like, she's very much a Trump supporter, right? So I just want to apologize for not knowing what I was talking about, right? You know, I think this comes to a surprise for a lot of people. I'm going to leave the other video up, but dang, I guess it's a little bit more complicated, guys.
Based. How amazing is it that the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Maria Corina Machado, is literally dedicating her winning of the Nobel Peace Prize to President Donald J. Trump, along with the people of Venezuela that are fighting for freedom. This is amazing, and it's setting the left's hair on fire. What's so wild to see is that there are people that have been banging the drum claiming that what is happening in Gaza is a genocide, which I actually disagree with. I don't think what is happening in Gaza has ever been a genocide by any traditional means. They are dead silent when President Trump is the man who helped broker the end of their so-called genocide. It just means that these people don't actually stand for anything. They just stand against things. And when actual solutions are presented, they are radio silent. And it just means that they are delusional. They've really bought into the idea that nothing that President Trump does is ever good, even when anyone with eyeballs and a brain sees that it's a good thing. So it's just wild to see. But shout out to President Trump for getting major props for a woman winning the Nobel Peace Prize, because President Trump is the greatest peace deal maker in U.S. history and maybe even the entire history of the world.
I really wish this was satire, but unfortunately it's not. With the biggest plot twist ever, the woman who won the Nobel Peace Prize just nominated it back to Donald Trump. Yeah, so Maria Machado, the woman that the media is calling a symbol for democracy, the hero of Venezuela, the face of resistance, posted this on Twitter. I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to President Trump for his decisive support of our cause. You can't make this shit up. Let's not forget, Donald Trump has been obsessively chasing this award for years. He genuinely believes that he is the embodiment of peace. The same man who tried to overturn an election, the same one who threatens war on Twitter, and the same one who calls dictators his friends. Donald Trump and Nobel Peace Prize don't even belong in the same sentence, but now the winner of that very award has dedicated it back to him. That's delusional. However, it does start to make a little bit more sense when you realize that Maria Machado is openly pro-Israel. But of course, in initial research, coverage doesn't like to mention that little fact about her. I wonder why. And it's exhausting watching the same people create the chaos and then get rewarded for fixing it. And if this is what peace now looks like, we're cooked.
So the left is making fun of Donald Trump, of course, because he didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize. Unfortunately, in order to win the Nobel Peace Prize, it had to be in like early January, and President Trump wasn't even in office yet, and he wasn't eligible for the Nobel Peace Prize of 2025. We better check back on them next year. But anyways, the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, look what she did. Maria Corina Machado dedicated her Nobel Peace Prize to none other than President Trump. You can pause to read that if you want. You can pause to read all this, but I want you to pay special close attention to the last paragraph. I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to President Trump for his decisive support of our cause. Now the left ain't doing too good about this one. You know, they celebrate a tad too early. We're going to have to check on them next year, because I guarantee you it's going to push some of them over the edge. Trump is your president. I can't fucking...
Apparently the lady that won the Nobel Peace Prize, you know, the Latina lady that people have been hyping up in every single comment section, yeah, she dedicated it to Donald Trump. Apparently she's like a pro-Zionist. She's like a fucking terrible person, actually. And everyone just assumed that she was very good
So beside me are some of the screenshots of comments I grabbed randomly so you guys can see other people's opinion. You can pause to read if you want to. People are not happy that Maria Corina Machado dedicated her Nobel Peace Prize to President Donald Trump. They did not see that coming. I thought to react to this just to show your, people's reactions to the situation. And of course, I would love to know what you all think in the comment section. Some people, are feeling betrayed. When people were rejoicing, literally making videos, and some of them took the videos down. It is trending on TikTok. And like I said, I thought to bring these videos here so we all can see and know what is trending, what is currently happening. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. Are you disappointed that Maria dedicated the Nobel Prize that she won to President Donald Trump? Let me know your thoughts, guys, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and of course, come back for another one. I'm gonna see you all in my next video. Y'all have a beautiful day. Bye.